This is probably the longest video I've ever made. If there is a drama I'm tired of, it has to be the Justin, Hailey, and Selena one. Let's talk about it though. Hi, I'm Maria Bermeo, clinical psychologist, and on this channel we talk about various topics and we analyze them from a psychological point of view, so if you're interested, please keep on watching. Before starting this video, I want to remind you that I give in-person and online therapy, so if you need a consultation, please feel free to reach me out on my social media, my phone number, my email, all of them will be listed down below on the description box as well. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, it will help me out a lot, and if there is a specific topic that you would like me to talk about, leave it in the comments down below or feel free to DM me my Instagram. I'm always open to suggestions and I love interacting with you all. At this point, if you don't know about why these three people have been tied to each other throughout the years, you've probably been living under a rock. This is a story everyone knows about, so I will try to sum the whole Bieber-Selena lore as much as I can to give you a fair analysis, because more than telling you all of their timeline, I want to talk about why is it hard for some people to let them go, why this attachment from fans makes it harder for the Biebers and Selena to be separated from each other, definitely why people should stop romanticizing Jelena, is Hailey really a stalker or not, all from a psychological point of view, of course, because I'm a psychologist. Now, this video probably won't have as many sources as I usually have for one specific reason. As an individual, I grew up being a believer. I followed Justin since 2009. I was a Disney fan too, so you bet I've seen every single thing I'm talking about today developing on real time. I mean, to understand the whole saga clearly, it's like you just had to be there. And I have been there. I'm practically a Bieber Gomez drama certified historian. Now, just a disclaimer I want to put out there. This is not a Justin and Hailey or Selena defense video. Again, I'm doing this analysis as a psychologist with ethical, unbiased, and objective opinions. Yes, I'm using my knowledge as a fan, but the overall conclusions will be made from my professional point of view. With that said, let's dive in. Chapter 1. Jelena Shippers, why can they move on? Justin and Selena started to be linked in 2009 during the peak of both of their careers, Bieber being a rising pop star and Gomez one of Disney's it girls. It was clear they could become a power couple for young people due to how influential they were for this demographic. Now, part of the influence they were able to have on their fan bases was also the rise of social media, which made it easier for celebrities to connect with fans. In the Jelena world, this made fans have the perspective that they were able to know the ins and outs of their relationship as if Jelena were their besties. They could comment on their pictures together, send them a tweet expressing how much they love their relationship, send them a Facebook message saying Jelena forever. They really bonded with this too. But the internet is a double-edged sword, and it also created a false image of Jelena. On social media, they posted the highlights of their relationship, how cute they looked, how much they love each other. Everything was perfect, but this, along with a parasocial relationship coming from the fans, it built the idea that Selena and Justin were meant to be together forever, despite them breaking up and getting back together a million times. That fact could have been omitted by the biased fans that just focused on the aspirational part of Jelena. Hence why whenever other women appeared on Justin's life, even when these two were broken up, she was dragged to the mud because Jelena shippers firmly believed she was messing up with the most beautiful relationship in the world. Mind you, this took place when many of these fans were children, teenagers, meaning that Jelena became their standard during their developmental years. They were conditioned to believe Jelena was the equivalent of true love. That idea became part of their cognitive schema, which helps humans to build a perspective on the world, and it's one of the hardest parts to restructure actually. This schema, combined with nostalgia and melancholy, explains why Jelena shippers have become so attached to this relationship to this day, and why they want everything Justin and Selena do to be related to one another. Nonetheless, psychologically speaking, this could say a lot about the state of their mindset. They are people that haven't fully grown up, they deny the fact that they have gotten older, therefore they are stuck on things that have marked their childhood as a way to cope with the pain of being adults already. That on itself is problematic. We as human beings have developmental stages that we need to assume for the sake of our mental health. In the case of Jelena shippers, maybe that they are young or middle adults that cannot rely on nostalgia 24/7. They are supposed to be wise enough to let go at their ages, and letting go means accepting that things have changed. People have changed and not everything is as ideal as they thought it was. Otherwise, they may need some guidance so they can mature and live according to their age. Chapter 2, Justin and Selena were toxic together. Stop idealizing them. Justin and Selena went back and forth countless of times from the beginning of their relationship until 2018 when they were seen together for the last time. Seeing this now as an adult, it was very dysfunctional to say the least. Number 1, Justin wasn't able to be alone. He needed company so bad, which I get because he has been through so much trauma that made him feel so lonely and lost. But this made him have flings or speedy relationships while he wasn't with Selena. If he wasn't able to be single for 1 minute, it meant he had so much work to do himself. Jumping from person to person meant that he wasn't able to deal with himself. How was he able to deal with someone else, in this case, Selena? There is also another issue here. Justin maybe knew Selena's issues with self-love, and maybe he could have used that to play with her feelings and take her for granted, meaning that knowing she didn't appreciate herself much assured him she was coming back to him whenever he wanted, allegedly, which was actually a lack of respect and consideration to Selena, and also his way to feed his self-esteem, which we know was also lacking due to the toxic environment he was in. But Selena was also dating other guys while she wasn't with Bieber. I mean, she was linked to Zed, Orlando Bloom, Niall Horan, Zayn Malik, Charlie Puth, so probably the difficulty to be alone was from both parts. Hence why when they were both single, they got together again. So maybe both of them disrespected each other and both had a lot of internal work to do. On the same page, Justin could have also gotten severely attached to Selena for motive. I know they all say it started as a PR relationship and they actually were just friends on a contract, but hey, Justin was surrounded by tons of adults that exploited him, making Selena one of the few or maybe the only young person close to him, and also a star who was able to understand what he was going through at the time. She was his shelter, and maybe it was one of the reasons why he always went back to her. Maybe no one could understand Justin as Selena did, but this is also toxic because more than a partner, maybe Justin was looking at Selena as a parent figure. Remember, his parents basically sold him to that Spider Boy manager allegedly, which is definitely not adequate and could have created a power dynamic in which Gomez was able to dominate Bieber. Now, I do want to talk about Selena a bit more. She has been very open about her issues with self-esteem, but she made them even clearer whenever she shaded every woman Justin was linked with. It was like she tried to play the victim and indirectly claiming she felt betrayed, she felt bad about herself, even when they were broken up. Knowing fans will see that and jump into her defense. She took that to her advantage and those other women got massive hate. Maybe she was applying that as a defense mechanism because fans defending her could have fed her ego and made her feel loved. But Jelena shippers really blasted Barbara Palvin, Sofia Richie, Chantal Jeffries, Jasmine Villegas, DeGeneres, Madison Beer, etc. just for being spotted with Justin Bieber, even at work environments. But again, they forgot that Selena was also dating other people because her team actually made a good job of maintaining a mostly squeaky clean image for Gomez, especially among young people that idolized her so much. Anyway, Selena defenders would call these girls names, slut shade them for allegedly being Justin's lovers and ruining Jelena's relationship when Selena really loved Justin with all of her heart. They massively harassed them on social media, even with death threats. It was wild. We even saw it with Miss Hailey. One, because these fans were sickly obsessed with Jelena, but also because Selena herself used those fans as a weapon to make every single woman run away from Justin Bieber, and she was able to do that with literally just one post, one comment, one interview, because she most likely knew fans had an insane parasocial relationship with her and were watching her every move to be ready to attack. Nonetheless, we have more patterns aside from that kept going for a while from both parts, with Justin posting pictures of him and Selena randomly when they were apparently broken up and nobody knew what the hell was going on and why was he reminiscing their relationship, him saying Selena is someone he truly loved with all of his heart, and Selena randomly liking Jelena content on social media, crying on her documentary My Mind and Me because she was known as someone's girlfriend, giving interviews on how certain relationship affected her severely. They were both responsible of feeding delusional fans with their cryptic messages, and at the same time this enabled these delusional fans to keep idolizing Jelena, which might have made Bieber and Gomez have the distorted perspective that they were soulmates, making it difficult to get over their relationship in every single way. It was like a blind person trying to guide a deaf person, a circular cycle. I want to add something as well. Justin and Selena, both of them were consumers dependent on substances, allegedly. Addiction is a very tricky subject and it's difficult to recover from them. If both of them used substances together, means they got addicted together. They were triggers, enablers, enhancers, maintainers for each other. They probably related each other to substances, and if they were dependent on them, they were of course going to be dependent on those who facilitated their vices, each other, which is very common in couples that battle with drug abuse. Also, substance abuse is known to be a cause for violence between partners, which is said to have happened with Jelena. I have to say again that this is all alleged though, but it's certainly something that could have made a relationship even more toxic, and the best for them was to distance for good. Talking about their split, if we actually look back, they broke up for real in 2014, 2015, and they both started to shine on their own. They weren't caught in much controversy from what I remember at least. Yes, they reunited in 2018 after Justin and Hailey broke up and Selena cut ties with The Weeknd, but those 4 months in which they met each other after a while maybe made them realize they weren't good together, maybe they were hit with the reality, and they reflected about how much damage they were for each other. Maybe they grew up during those 3 to 4 years and had way to different goals and life projects and split for their own well-being. Obviously, this encounter was a big deal for the entire internet. Jelena lovers were confirming they were forever, true love. People in general believed that this meeting with both being more mature would end up in something beautiful. They were seen being lovey-dovey throughout that time. And now that I think about it, fans stayed with those last images of Jelena. Fair, because that's literally the most recent collective memory we have of those two, and maybe that's why they think they should get back together till this day, but I need to repeat it, it's been 7 years. Letting go is also love. I want to add that there were rumors of Selena having a miscarriage during those 4 months, and that's why they supposedly took their distance. But how reliable are those? A few months before Jelena reunited, Selena had a kidney transplant to help her battle with her lupus diagnosis, so she was actually recovering from it. She and her doctors probably took as much care as they could to prevent a pregnancy from happening due to her condition, or most likely she already didn't have the chance to conceive due to her already diagnosed autoimmune illness. These rumors probably came from people that just wanted to create more controversy around Jelena just because they could. But yes, there was a lengthy period of separation between them to 2014 to 2015-ish to 2018. What happened there? Well, let's go to chapter number 3 when Hailey comes into the picture. Well, I want to start with the fact that Hailey comes from a famous family, so she's been linked to Hollywood for a long time, even before Justin became a superstar. That's why they met at a really young age when Justin was on his debut era. Was she a celebrity? Not necessarily. She was more of a celebrity's friend, including Jaden Smith, Kylie Jenner, and Kendall Jenner, who later became Justin's friends, which may explain how they got together because they both had the same friend group. Also, it is said that Hailey's parents raised her in a more normal environment, meaning with rules, boundaries, privacy, down to earth. Sure, she grew up wealthy on red carpets, but she was not really pushed to be a Hollywood celebrity against her own will. She started modeling at 17 because she wanted to, and that's when she became more known on the media as Hailey Baldwin and not someone's daughter, niece, or friend. You could argue about the stalker claims, but I'm not really sure about that because those accusations came in the middle of the Hailey's bullying Selena drama from last year, so objectively speaking, at that time, haters were using every single thing they could, twisting the facts until they fitted the Hailey is bad and creepy narrative to just hate on her. Yes, they have a picture in which Hailey is in the crowd as another fan, but that picture comes from the Today Show in 2009 when Justin and Hailey met. Mind you, Justin already met Hailey's dad before that, so we'll touch that in a moment though. Yes, a girl made a YouTube video exposing her alleged DMs with Hailey in which she was asking about Justin, claiming she had a fan page with a massive following, but she never mentioned her username. There were some messages she claimed Hailey sent, but she didn't have them. Yes, she recorded her screen, but these days it is so easy to create fake chats with fake hours and even dates. So how do we know they are actually true? Maybe she just wanted to get some engagement because she also came out during the Hailey hate train. Yes, someone posted screenshots of Hailey fangirling over Selena, Jelena, but what if she was just a fan as many of us? Yes, she met Justin when she was like 12, 13 years old, was her dad's companion at the Never Say Never premiere, and they were like long distance friends after that, so maybe she saw herself as a lucky person that could meet and talk to Justin. As why maybe she also didn't know Selena personally and maybe that's why she was her fan. If we go by the haters' logic then, Jelena could also be considered creepy because she fangirled hard over Shia LaBeouf until they met in person. But in both cases, they both were just fangirling. I acknowledge some may say that Hailey used her friendship with the Jenners and Jaden Smith to force her way into Justin's life, but again, she actually met Justin before in 2009 in the Today Show because her dad, who already knew Justin and his mom, took her there. She and her family used to hang out a lot with Justin and his staff, his family. Justin even invited the Baldwins to the My World tour. Hailey has been friends with Jaden since forever, I believe, and Justin met Jaden in 2010 when they collabed for the song Never Say Never. She became friends with Kendall in 2012, maybe during that same stages with Kylie. Justin met Kendall in 2014 during a photo shoot, and Kylie, when Justin and Hailey already had a long friendship and already started developing some feelings there. So that theory is sort of bogus because Hailey knew Justin way before he met all of her friends. Mind you, way before she was romantically involved with Justin, she was linked to people as Jordan Clarkson, Cameron Dallas, Jordan Barrett. Stalkers are usually very much isolated from the world due to their obsession with someone else. They don't even have friends, even less partners. Hailey seemingly dated other boys before Justin, so calling her a stalker is not actually accurate. I don't think if she was actually a creep, her former boyfriends would talk highly about her. All of them. They would have even used the Hailey hate trend to come out with some weird story, but they didn't. What about a picture of her holding a magazine with Jelena was on the cover? Hailey was in a red carpet promoting a magazine in which Cody Simpson was also on the cover. At a time, Hailey had been the model on Cody's music video for his song On My Mind, so that most likely is a brief coincidence. And what do you think about Hailey bullying on Selena along with Madison Beer at a restaurant when poor Selena was celebrating something there as well? That came from an anonymous troll account and everyone ran with it, even bullying Madison Beer, telling her to unalive herself, and Selena fed these allegations when she unfollowed Madison, and then when things went out of control, she refollowed Beer, tried to defend her, but it was most likely her trying to save her image, and she has had a pattern of doing that. She gets involved into some kind of drama, it gets messy, she tries to fix things, takes a 5-minute social media break, and then comes back trying to play the victim and compassionate character to gain sympathy and manipulate people into forgiving her and thinking that she is actually an angel. She herself has acknowledged she does that. You might argue that she suffered from bipolar disorder. Valid. I know that's a psychological condition that causes mood swings, depressive, hypomanic episodes, reactiveness. I just want to say that weaponizing from a mental illness to justify dysfunctional behaviors is damaging because it's just maintaining it, enhancing it, instead of encouraging a successful recovery. It actually worsens the mental condition, especially BPD, which is so complex and actually needs a support network that holds the patient accountable instead of putting them on a glass box in which they won't learn how to live with their condition. Anyway, this means that the overall stalking, bullying allegations most likely came from individuals that just wanted to drag the poor girl for taking Justin away from Selena, so of course everything was going to result valid to shame her. Yes, it would be weird if she was actually stalking Bieber, but this creepy stuff has not been proven to be real. Actually, many of the proofs have modified dates, so it's just a conspiracy theory. Yes, it would be messed up if she was bullying Selena, but most things have been just wrong timing, as that TikTok with Kendall and Justin Sky, or the eye picture with Kylie, which was a sneak peek of Kylie's new mascara and not a shade to Selena's laminated eyebrows. And again, if we go with a reasoning, Selena would also be a stalker or a bully, as she has spent so many years commenting on Jelena content with things as thank you, I love you. She commented on Justin's picture criticizing him while he was allegedly dating Sofia Richie. She was Belieber's #1 hater because Justin belonged to her. She got a similar star tattoo on the same finger as Hailey, doing similar pictures to Rhodes for her brand Rare Beauty, or having similar packages, announcing she can really have babies right after Justin and Hailey announced their pregnancy, using a V necklace on her most recent music video, similar to one that Hailey has worn way before, releasing music related to Justin allegedly to this day, and they haven't been together for 7 years. She is dating Justin's longtime friend Benny Blanco, who was also kind of obsessed with him or had a Hailey lookalike girlfriend. And now she recently came on an interview saying that she had a dream about a certain person, they apologized, and dreams usually say a lot about desires, things that you really want to happen, which is kind of a clear sign that she hasn't actually really gotten over her relationship with Justin. I mean, if we really want to be fair and judgy, we should point fingers at everyone and not only to one person that has begged people to leave her and her husband alone. That just shows how blindsided people are when they see only what they want to see to feed their narrative. And that's actually a phenomenon called cognitive bias, which if it's practiced on the daily, it's very dysfunctional. But Hailey is obsessed with Selena. She's always copying her. They are in Hollywood. They are always following the latest trends. Of course, they and many other celebrities will have similar stylings. It's given Pink and Shakira wearing the same dress because it was the fashion trend at the time. What about the Justin cheating on Selena with Hailey allegations? Very likely just rumors because Justin and Selena broke up at the end of 2014, start of 2015. Justin and Hailey were friends at the time. They attended the same church. It's very common for Christian celebs to attend the same spot. Demi Lovato also bumped into them. Then at the end of 2015, they were seen together everywhere. Justin posted this iconic picture in January of 2016, and in that same year, you can search it up, Justin openly talked on JQ magazine, if I'm not wrong, about marrying Kylie. Not saying I'm gonna marry her, but just something in the words of I don't wanna hurt her. What if she's the one I'm wanna marry with? Meanwhile, Hailey said, we are not an exclusive item. Maybe she didn't know if he was dating her for real, as he had an F-boy reputation. Little parentheses, there are even songs on JB's album Purpose in which he addresses their connection as get used to it, being you, company, trust. Then in that same year, they suddenly broke up, and according to sources, and I think it was confirmed later, the reason was that Justin saw Hailey as a wife, but he didn't want to hurt her, wanted to be a better man, and he needed to improve on his own, so it was better for them to split, and they didn't talk for a while. That's when Hailey briefly dated Shawn Mendes for like 1 or 2 months, allegedly. Jelena rekindled and broke up again in March of 2018, and after that, Justin and Hailey bumped into each other at church in May of 2018 apparently, and Justin was the one that really tried to fix things with Hailey, and they got engaged in July. Yes, from an outsider perspective, this engagement seems rushed, but Justin already saw Hailey as a wife 2 years ago. Before that, they probably talked about marriage back then, and that's why they got engaged so fast after rekindling their relationship. Is it the most functional thing? No. However, only the two of them know what happened, how long they've known each other, how strong their bond has been, the events that took place before they got engaged. It is difficult to say this is exactly what went on. I know daily have their own fishy moments, so I'm not romanticizing them either. From Justin closing the door on Hailey, saying their marriage was definitely arranged, that Hailey planned everything and he just showed up, saying he thought marriage would solve his problems and it didn't, apparently screaming at her, kind of pushing her to the side on a live stream during the pandemic. Sure, it could be Justin's erratic attitude in front of the paparazzis, the media, his all the stuff, because he dislikes them, but it might show that Justin hasn't fully healed from his trauma yet, that he has a lot of work left to do, which he preferably should have solved before getting married. HAILEY could have also made him aware of that instead of acting like a mother to him from time to time. But there is something I need to emphasize again. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. Maybe they agreed to Justin's conduct in public because whenever they have been caught on camera without noticing, they've actually looked happy. I know this doesn't sound coherent, but it's Hollywood people we're talking about. Anything can happen, so making assumptions and use them as facts is just a waste of time, to be honest. Selena, though, she does sort of profit from people judging HAILEY's every move, as she knows it will cause controversy, which doesn't help this whole drama at all. I already mentioned her commenting on Jelena content, anti-HAILEY TikToks, but some of her last songs are very sus as well. I mean, we have that You Call Me 23 Times on Your Wedding Day. She didn't write that song, nor Manny did, but she chose it. Maybe she chose it along with Benny because it sells. I also already talked about that dream, which is again not getting over that relationship at all. Justin sort of encourages people to react on social media too by posting tons of stories with long paragraphs as if they were on response to Selena or social media users. Maybe he's trying to make a fuss on the internet because he seems to be working on new music. Maybe they both know everything they do will be related to each other by fans and it's their attempt to stay relevant. Dysfunctional, disrespectful to themselves and their partners. Sure. However, Hollywood is a very weird world in which famous individuals will do outrageous things to stay at the top, especially if they know fans, toxic, extremely attached fans are waiting for those type of spectacles. You know what I'm saying? It's our responsibility as consumers as well, because if we still give them attention, they'll be stuck on this cycle forever. We are enablers for real. And most importantly, if you're one of those Jelena shippers, it's time to let it go for real. Because being so invested in this relationship that ended in 2018, it's distorted. It's a toxic attachment that is blocking you from growing up, maturing, progressing, developing as a human being. You may be able to heal on therapy though. I know you may say, the therapist will laugh at me if I look for help due to two individuals that don't know me. If they are ethical, they won't judge you. They will truly listen to you and guide you through your process. I also want to reiterate that Justin and Selena are people that have gone through so many traumatic experiences, which I think they still need to solve. Both of their behaviors show it. I hope they are receiving the help from therapists that take their work seriously and aren't only taking their money just because they can do so. I believe both of them still need to find their own individual identity, restructure the perspectives they have on what they have experienced, value themselves and those that really want to support them. In the end, Justin has a child with a woman that seems to really love him, and Selena has Benny, who also seems to be in love with her. They are engaged. It would be great to see them just being them, butterflies that were able to fly far away from each other to a better place. Is there something you learned from this video or something that you would like to add to the conversation? Leave it on the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like and share with someone that may find this useful. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out from more interesting psychology content. Thanks for watching.